There's this thing that happens in history where societies reflect on the past and, think about how much better it was because we're supposedly standing on the shoulders of giants, even though humans have actually progressively been getting taller, but let's ignore that. Much as we think of ourselves as a progressive, technologically advanced, modern, whatever society, I feel like now, especially, we're living in times where the past is more revered than it ever has been before. Like Stranger Things, which is a combination of every 80s movie trope ever, is crazy popular on Netflix. Battlefield is going back to World War One. People are more in love with clicking mechanical keyboards from the IBM days than ever before, and for years now, some of the best games coming out have either been reimaginings of beloved titles like Doom or new indie hits like Shovel Knight that call back to the NES days. What's my point here? I think that we're going through a transition period right now, and if you'll excuse me, I'm going to use consoles as a reference point because they're not much useful for anything else. Going from the PS2 and Xbox generation to the PS3 and Xbox 360 was a game changer. HD TVs were hitting the mainstream, gaming was evolving as a medium faster than ever before, and smartphones and online gaming were being refined to the point where they were starting to become a part of everyday life. It was kind of like a renaissance of a lot of things in modern society. We're now looking at this weird mid-generation console update with stuff like the PS4 Pro and whatever the hell Scorpio is supposed to be. TVs can't figure out what their selling point is and are still prohibitively expensive if you want technologies like HDR and OLED. And smartphones have started to become so evolved that we're having raging arguments over things that companies are removing from them. This period of limbo has created a strange fascination with the past. Think of it like our whole world becoming Jurassic Park, except instead of dinosaurs, it's synthy music and old video games. Actually, just pretend I didn't make that analogy. Sure, it's not like we're not innovating or progressing at all. Virtual reality and wearable technology is a big hyped up thing, but so far, both of these things kind of feel like echoes of the past. We've had virtual reality before, and it sucked. It doesn't mean it does now, but at $800 plus the price of a decent PC to run it, it's no surprise that quote unquote mainstream VR is a non starter right now. We had the promise of wearables before, but right now it's kind of such a confused mess that Apple is redoing its Apple Watch for the third time, or the operating system on it, and Google and other companies don't even know what the hell they're doing. When taking all this into context, it's not much of a surprise that people still clutch onto old things like Windows 7, Mac OS 9, yeah, really, and this weird thing. Sure, new things exist that are probably better, but we're living in a world where Microsoft is mining your data and trying to make you upgrade your Windows by force. New stuff just doesn't seem appealing as it did before. Now, that's not to say I'm one of those people who have a mechanical keyboard and swear by Windows 7. Quite the opposite, have a relatively modern PC, chiclet keyboard, and run Windows 10, but I respect those people. Because, these people, they're not crazy Luddite hipsters. They're just people who are tired of new stuff, which right now is kind of reasonable. That's not to say I haven't had tons of fun in 2016 with games and good TV shows that don't rely on nostalgia goodness. I just think sometimes maybe reflecting on the past isn't so bad.